Yo, what's up, my people? This is Informant 254, guys. I talk about life abroad and opportunities. Guys, today I have some information that I want to pass to the new people in Germany. If you are new in this country and you have no qualification, maybe, for example, you were married, or you married, and there's no way you have any qualifications to work. There's a way. In Germany, there are work agencies all over. Just go to the work agencies, and so long as you have a working permit and you have a residence permit, you are free to go. You just go to any working agency around in any city where you are and just tell them you like to work. Yeah, guys, and before I forget, these jobs that you just kind of go to the work agencies and look for them, there's no language requirement. You know, this is what you call zero qualification. With zero qualification, you still get that job. Okay, so that's the truth about these work agencies, because they are making money out of you. They don't look for big qualifications. You know, they'll give you the minimum wage and you're good to go. You know, so that's the advantage of work agencies in Germany. You know, if you want me to put some of these work agencies down here for different cities, there's some which are actually you can apply you can apply online, and you say which city you live in, and then they can reply to you and tell you if there's a job for you. You know, and language is not a requirement. But it's always good to communicate if you have English, but it doesn't matter. Language is not a requirement. You go to the company, you'll meet the work colleagues there who are also not really good in different languages or language, and you'll kind of fit in, you know. Check this out. And if you have plans, for example, to do a certain course, you can tell them you want to just work the morning hours, so that in the afternoon you can learn something. But if you intend just to work full time, just tell them if you really want to get a job immediately, then you have to work morning shifts this week, and the next week afternoon shifts. Some companies also look for people who work night shifts. Yeah, so you'll have this opportunity to go to these work agencies and just tell them you really need a job, and you are ready to work. You are flexible. Some jobs even you work on Saturday and Sundays. Of course, there are percentages for working on Saturdays and Sundays, and you are ready to go. You know, so in Germany, there's no way that you can say you are, unless you just don't want to work, you know, and get the German and feed on the government, you know, help. There's always way to work, you know. So guys, if you really want to, and then you can do the job, for example, in the morning shift, or just the morning shift, maybe from 7 to 2 or to 3, and then in the afternoon you can study or look for something you want to study or do a career in it. You know, first of all, you'll have to do the language maybe, and then after the language, it's when you look for somewhere you feel you fit in. You know, like if it's vocational training, or if you want to jump into a university course, or to jump into, you know, all that stuff, you know. But the good thing in Germany is always that opportunity where you work and learn, and you know, and at the end of the day you get certification after an exam that you have qualified to do this kind of job, and you're a professional after an exam or something, you know, a recognized exam. So in Germany, there's no way somebody will tell you, there's no relative who can, or anybody who can say, people in Africa, people in Asia, people in India, they have messed my star is dead. No, I'm not. There's nothing like that. If you want to work, you'll work. But if you are really looking for a specific job, that's a different thing, because that one will make you, you know, will reduce your chances of getting a job, you know. But just work is there. This country has a lot of work. Sometimes the work is less, sometimes the work is a lot, sometimes they're looking for people like crazy, sometimes they're not looking for people, but there's always a place you'll do something. There's always something you'll do. Yeah, whether you work in an industry, in a supermarket, in a company, in a hospital, you know, in the car industry, it doesn't matter. There are always jobs. Jobs are always in Germany. I'm talking this because of my 20 years experience in this country, and I feel that that's the truth about the whole situation around, So fill in and feel free to check it out. I'll be, in case there's any question about work, just feel free to ask me in the comment section. Of course, there's a minimum wage. There's no way somebody will just say he's gonna pay you €5, per hour because you are a new foreigner. No. Unless you're working without any documents, that's when you are messed up. People who work without documents, which is a rare situation, they are actually misused, because sometimes you work for a whole month and the guy says, "Sorry, man, I'm not gonna pay you what I said. Go if you want, take that if you want. If you take it, you take it. If you don't, move on." You can't go to the police because you're not documented, But if you're documented, please. In Germany, they're all over work agencies, all over, for men and women, So there's always a way you can go and say you want a job. And even if you come with your qualifications from wherever you're coming from which foreign country you're coming from, it doesn't matter, You can always still go through work agencies, Of course, they take their percentage and pay you part of it. Even if you're professional, if you're in the IT, you are in the health industry, you are in the data collection or data analysis, all that stuff. There are also agencies which take people who are professionals. Of course, the pay is lower than being directly employed by a certain company, but that's a stepping stone. You can always start from these work agencies and then network to get into the different sectors you want and get to know people. Get into the system. That's the first thing that's important. Getting into the system. After you get into the system, then all the rest is like butter. You'll always know how to navigate, move from here, move to there, cancel this contract, start a new contract, get a better offer, cancel this offer, go to the next offer. That's how it is in this country, if you're qualified, But if you're not qualified, stick to one job, live with it. That's your life. It's your fate, But still remember, there's always a minimum wage. There's nobody who will pay you below your minimum wage. So in Germany, there's that thing that is the big advantage of. That's why you see people, you don't hear people who are hardworking in Germany that they are unemployed. There's nothing like that. You are fired here, you walk into the next agency, you get the job in the next agency. The money will be less, but with time, there's a possibility you'll be permanently employed with the company that the agency is working with, and your money will go up, So that's what I want to say about today. And if you're new in Germany, this is Informant 254. I talk about life abroad and opportunity, and this is about life abroad. I don't have a lot today. I just want to wish you the best on this lovely Wednesday in summer, and we are enjoying the sun. Remember, I bring love and I talk about life abroad and opportunities. Skrrr!